Coming up on this episode of the Girls Group Chat podcast.
They're holding you up, your head shaved, your teeth are out, there's razor slices here, one of your eyeballs is missing, and you have to be like, I had such a fun time in the horror house.
So insane.
I can't wait to come back.
Do you know who I don't fuck with? The Pied Piper.
I don't want to be
Yeah.
here.
God forgive me, but I literally was horrified.
You got catfished by Michael Jackson. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Girls Group Chat podcast with me, Diona.
Me, Jordan.
Me, Shannon.
And me, Olivia.
If you're on our Patreon, thank you so much for being there. Every week we upload a bonus episode. We also put lots of new content on there, behind the scenes vlogs, get-togethers. There's community forums there where you can chat to like-minded legends like yourself. And you can join that for just £4 a month, which is cheap as chips, in my opinion. Patreon.com/The Girls Group Chat podcast. You can also come hang with us on October 26th at our Halloween Sunday social. We're going to dress up. You're going to dress up. There's going to be a prize for the person who's dressed best. There's a firework going off in the background, like I planned that. It's going to be the best night of all of our lives. It's not even going to be nighttime. It's going to be daytime. You'll be in a taxi on your way home by 6:05. Unless you don't want to go home, then you can go on out to somewhere else. Join us at the Girls Group Chat Halloween Sunday Social. Tickets are available on Glister or on any of our social media accounts. You'll see us there.
And it's in 6 days.
It's in 6 days. And once again, we are dressed by the unbelievable walk-on wardrobe.
I don't know if you can say, but I have a cow print shoe on.
Cow print shoe.
And I think it's very chic.
Which I wore last week, and I just told you I was wearing those with blue jeans and a white shirt, and my daughter was telling me, Mummy, are you a farmer now?
Skin of
Yes,
the
I
cow for
am.
a pair of shoes.
I just love. And then I was wearing the purple jumpsuit that I was wearing last week. Whenever Sean came home, when I was wearing it, he was like, what time are you getting your spanner out? And I was like, what time are you getting your spanner out? That's the question.
I've basically just copied you then. I'm in the same jumpsuit in a different colour and the cow shoes.
Cow shoes are
You're my
class.
idol.
You're my idol.
Can't wait to dress up as you for the Sunday social.
I'm actually going to go get myself a ponytail.
Yeah?
You're my idol.
Oh, here, this ponytail owes
Curly
me
blow
nothing.
dry.
We
Owes
should all
me
go with
nothing.
each other.
Well,
Go with each other to the Sunday social.
Yeah.
we
that
should
would be
go with
freaky.
each other.
That would be weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah, go with
We
each
should all
other.
just go with each
We'll all
other.
go each other.
Are we 15 and experimenting now?
Let's all
Um,
smooch.
We could
It's
all go
so
as each other, but it's a bit late for that now. It's in 6 days and I've
Yeah.
got my costume, so.
And also, Shannon's just been through a very big hair transformation. She can't be dealing with another one to dress. You have to cut your hair
Might
short.
really confuse people.
You could
Yeah.
just be Olivia in a red wig.
Yeah, true.
True.
Job done.
Yeah.
There you go.
You're a bit
And then
dingy
you can
today.
put on a short wig and be me.
Yeah.
Jordan can stay in the house.
Delighted. So we're in spooky season and I did something with my best friend the other night that we talked about a few weeks ago.
Anal.
Fucking hell. I
Went with each other.
carved out my pumpkin and
you?
made a flower arrangement. I'm just counting down the days till it explodes in the kitchen. But for now, it looks really beautiful and seasonal and autumnal. I highly recommend it. You don't even need expensive flowers. I sound like I work for a pumpkin flower arranging company. Like
Yeah.
I'm really trying to push this upon you.
Yeah, you're like, you don't need expensive flowers, but if you want to choose my brand, Jordan's Blooms, you can get them.
Jordan's Blues. The discount code GGC30.
She's a Facebook page on the go.
But honestly, it's so good. So I will.
I am going to do this year.
Please do.
I will, because I've
Please.
never seen it before. Also, I was Googling the shit out of that orchard thing I did years ago to go to like an Armagh orchard with the kids, and I can't really see anybody doing it.
Oh, you made it
Oh, no.
sound so
was
appealing.
so
Like the
awesome.
loveliest little autumn day out.
Yeah, I need to find something like that, because after we talked about boycotting pumpkin patches, I've had messages, people going, my sister has a proper pumpkin patch and's got this, or my uncle owns a place, come, and I'm like, no,
Oh, no way.
boycotting it. No, but I'm just like, can't be arsed.
Fair enough.
Can't be fucked.
So see, in spooky season, I know like next week I think we're going to like properly delve into Halloween traditions and stuff, but in the run up, is there any wee movies that you watch or anything like that? Like I am not a horror movie person. I can't be sitting watching proper scary movies. But the last few nights I've been doing the likes of Hocus Pocus, Little Shop of Horrors, like real gentle, nice little Halloween
Hocus
movies.
Pocus is phenomenal.
I still haven't
Unbelievable.
seen number 2.
Oh, I wouldn't. Don't do it.
Yeah,
to
I don't
yourself.
Fair.
think I've seen number 2.
Don't do
I'm
it.
not a big sequel person.
Sean has got all of the Halloween VHSs out.
Of course he does.
Oh, class.
Yeah, and that he's got a big stack of them. And why does everything I say sound like an innuendo?
He's got a
He's
big
got a big
Stack and
stack.
he's got a spanner out.
And he's got them, and he's like, we're going to go through them all throughout October. It hasn't happened, and I don't think it will happen. But I Hocus Pocus is a must see.
Of course.
And then there's a kids movie called Monster House. Have you seen
It's
it?
fucking great, but
Great.
terrifying.
Terrifying. My kids are obsessed with it.
Oh my god, I was obsessed with it as a kid.
But
You have really brave kids.
like 2 years
do.
old, and like it's like this big haunted house.
so
The house
weird.
becomes like a big ghost and like talks and all and scary.
Oh,
and
no.
It's terrifying.
It's actually this like old man lives in there, and he's all like
Yes.
scary, and they
and
go
the
on.
graphics are like a bit real. You know that like
Tim
thing
Burton?
where it's very like not cartoony, nearly lifelike.
Aye.
Yeah.
And it's
Like a
teetering
real
on the edge
monster
of
house.
weird.
Yeah.
And everyone looks a wee bit malnourished.
They fucking do.
They all look a wee bit grey under the eyes.
Leave it grand.
That isn't that what Tim Burton kind of?
Yeah,
Yeah,
wow.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's the vibe they're going for. But there's do you know where there's like quotes from movies or songs that live in your house forever, and you sort of
Sure.
forget where they come from. The opening sequence of Monster House is the wee girl, and she's about 3 or 4, and she's like on her wee bike, and she's like along, she's all na na na. I think she might be whistling. Jordan, you'll hate it.
Oh, God.
She's like la 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 la, and then like leaves blow. It's all very eerie and sinister, and she goes, "Hello, leaves," and that's all we
It's
do.
like one of your wee things in your
In our
house now.
house, we all be like, "Hello, leaves."
We have one from one of our Halloween movies, so we always watch Little Shop of Horrors. Do you know what I'm talking about with
Yeah.
the big flower? And
Yeah.
it goes, "Feed me, Seymour." So I made Ben watch it the first year we were dating, and he had never seen it before, and he thought it was absolutely hilarious. Then the following year, I was like, "Well, it's time to watch Little Shop of Horrors," and he goes, "Oh, what does the flower say? Come on, Seymour, baby, give it to me." And I'm like, "Not that." So now every now and again, we'll turn out and say that to each other.
Do you say like the wrong version of it? To each other?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That's the better way to do it.
Whenever we're sitting and I'm waiting on my dinner, I'd be like, "Come on, Seymour, baby, give it to me." And we
I love
actually
that.
dressed Bumbles up last year as Audrey too, and we dressed up as Audrey and Seymour. So we'll have to think this year what we're going to do for like a wee couple photo. Spend like £100 on bits and bobs for costumes just to get an Instagram photo, but it's worth it for the 100 likes. It really is.
Worth it.
It's the excitement of doing it.
Yeah.
You know, my sister's very into it. She asked me to be a part of one. First, she does it with my niece. So this year, she usually just does like one good one. Can't remember what they were last year, but this year she wants to do like 7, like the days leading up to Halloween.
Wow.
So she asked me if I could be involved in one. And I was like, I don't know if that's going to land very well. I think it might be a wee bit fresh. She wants to do Nirvana dressed up as a bat. And me and her dressed up as Ozzy and Sharon.
Yeah. Or not, Ozzy and Sharon.
Oh, I had
Osbourne.
something else in my head there. God.
You know the way the thing about Ozzy Osbourne
Yes,
and a
yeah,
bat?
yeah.
So she wants to do me as Sharon, her as Ozzy, and Nirvana dressed up as a bat. And I was like, I feel like it's a wee bit fresh, maybe next year.
No, it's not. Sure, the bat thing happened 20 years ago.
yeah,
I
he
was
died, though.
terrified of. I know. I was terrified of Ozzy Osbourne growing up.
Aye.
He was a
Wasn't
scary.
fan.
Do you know also I was terrified of? Eminem when he released the song "Stan" with Dido.
Fair enough.
Because he used to wear the white mask, the
yeah.
denim dungarees, and he'd be on stage like with a full big like electric chainsaw, and then Dido would be there like my tears go to 100, and it's so sinister when she's singing the cat, and he's all I'm gonna rip
Yeah.
your head off, and I
Aye.
was
And you wanted to be
terrified.
called Dido as well, so you were just all over raging. Like,
I know. It's like I'm a mixture of anger and terrified here.
yeah.
It's so funny the things you were scared of when you were younger, and you look back now and you're like, I had a real fear for the child snatcher, the Chitty
Oh,
Chitty Bang
fair.
Bang.
Oh, fucking right.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
I had to always wind through that. He was
I
horrible.
fast forwarded him too because I loved the movie, but he
Yeah.
really made me uncomfortable.
I don't know if I'd be
inside.
brave enough to watch him now with that big nose.
It would be
and
triggering.
children. Like he's vile.
Yeah.
Whenever I was
I've
a
never
kid, my
seen it.
babysitter was in love with Michael Jackson, like big fangirl. Because like she would have been a teenager in like the 80s, and as in she like loved his music and stuff. So she was always talking about Michael Jackson, and because she was my babysitter and she was older, I was like, I love Michael Jackson too. So I told everybody in school I fancied Michael Jackson and I was in love with Michael Jackson. Having never seen him, couldn't have named one of his songs, but I was literally a primary school child, and I wrote him a letter.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, that said, dear, my mummy will vouch for me.
You love that.
Said, "Dear Michael Jackson, please come to my love party." And my mum took me to the post office and was like, "Oh, can't you post this here to Michael Jackson?" And I wrote on it like Michael Jackson America. And the lady was like, "Yes, what he sent?" And I said, "I'm inviting him to my love party." I mean, in hindsight, Jesus.
No, I know.
But anyway,
straight
then
there.
one night, having me going on and on and on about loving Michael Jackson for months, my dad shouts, "Oh, Jordan, your boyfriend's on the TV." And I come downstairs, and it was the first time I saw Michael Jackson, and I screamed the house down. God forgive me, but I literally was horrified.
You got catfished by Michael
I had no idea what he looked like. I'd never seen him before, and it was a lot to take in as a young child who thought I was about to see like Aaron Carter on the telly or something. Like I'm
Some
picturing,
pop punk.
yeah,
There's
like
so
some
many
90s
emotions
hunk.
there at once as well, because you're like shocked that you don't fancy him, but then also internally you're going, oh my god, and people think I do fancy him.
know,
There's
And then
so
I'm going
much
to call the
do
party
with.
planner and be like, cancel the love party. Don't let him in, please.
What was the love love party?
I don't know, but I'm finding
Something
Michael
a child
Jackson,
says.
Mickey Mouse, and Santa, and I wanted to just have a love party with them.
The Holy Trinity. Oh my God.
That's like sounds like something you'd have heard like when they speak about like Jeffrey Epstein and stuff.
Like something that Michael Jackson probably did.
That would have been this sort of a
probably
love party.
did have
He
Mickey
probably
Mouse
did.
and Santa in the same room.
Pizza parties and love
Hey, it's
parties. Oh my god. You guys already know that we are huge fans of iconic brands around here. Our Olivia recently had her own bundle out with them and everyone went mental for it. It's one of them brands that just get it whenever it comes to getting that flawless glow.
We love it. And they also just released their own skincare range, which is unbelievable. It is so hydrating. It leaves your skin so well prepped for the week ahead, whether you're doing a fresh layer of tan, whether you're going out with the girls or having a makeup free day.
It feels luxurious without having that luxury price tag. It's affordable, it's accessible, and it's also an Irish brand, so it makes you feel extra good about picking that up.
And because you're part of our girls group chat gang, you can get 30% off everything at iconicbronze.ie using our code, which is girlsgroupchat30. Stock up on your favourites and you can glow all year round.
We are so excited that That Prize Guy is a proud sponsor of the Girls Group Chat podcast. If you haven't heard about That Prize Guy competitions, come out from under your rock.
The current competitions are 70k cash, 50k cash and 40k cash. They give these away almost every single day, and they give away cars such as Land Rover Defenders, Audis Q3 and the most unreal holiday destinations like Mexico.
And you can get in touch for like wedding favours and private event competitions. There's loads of instant win competitions on the website, so you literally enter, and if you the money goes into your account there and then, which is obviously class. And you might even join loads of people who are now millionaires thanks to That Prize Guy.
Absolutely class. So go give yourself a chance to win. Head to thatprizeguy.co.uk and please remember to play responsibly. Keep it fun. So I'm with you on whoever you said you were scared of.
Do you know, you mentioned your babysitter there, and I had a flashback from whenever these teenagers used to babysit me and my brother whenever we were like 5 and 7, right? And to me, they were like full adults. This girl used to babysit us. She was maybe like 18, and she had a boyfriend that she used to bring with her, right? And he had long, cool hair, and he was like a bit of a rock star sort of thing. And one time, he held my brother down and sat in his face and farted on him.
What? Was it Michael Jackson?
And I remember at the time watching it unfold in my living room being like, get off, Pam, stop farting on his face. And
That's
I was
really not okay.
so traumatized. And I remember the next day, but no, they can't babysit us anymore. He farted on my brother's face. And
Thank
my
God they put requirements in and how to be you have to be a babysitter and be registered and stuff.
You have to be a registered
to stop them things happening.
Do you have to be a registered babysitter now?
I think if
Yeah.
you're doing it officially, not if you're just looking after
Yeah,
somebody.
no, if you're you're supposed to
be.
be. If you're babysitting someone regularly and making money off it, I suppose,
Okay.
like putting things through the books, isn't that the saying?
Yeah.
You have to be
She's all,
registered.
I don't know anything about them books.
What are them
Who's
books?
putting babysitting money through the books? But
Not teenage girls anyway.
Aye, but
no,
like
exactly.
older people who's like their actual, probably like their
if you're
job.
like an
Lot of
actual
money.
childminder or a nanny or something
Jesus,
like that,
there's a
well,
lot of money
fair.
in it.
Yeah.
A lot of money in it.
Here, I've never seen Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Oh, well,
Straight to
really?
watch it.
No,
Terrifying.
Fast forward the child.
It's actually
scary.
excellent. And the stage musical's excellent. But the child catcher, be warned.
What was
Frightening.
the other one where the baby gets snatched from the
Labyrinth.
Labyrinth, that was the one that freaked me out.
Fucking
What
I've
did
seen that.
David Bowie want with that baby?
No, what did he want with that
It
baby?
was so straight. Do you guys not know Labyrinth?
I don't know what
No,
that
I
was.
know who David
Oh,
Bowie is.
please watch it. It's a complete mind trip. It's like who wrote this and what were they
It
on?
feels very Alice in Wonderlandy, but gone bad.
Yeah, it's like Alice in Wonderland with Jim Henson puppets, so like Muppets.
Yeah.
I don't
And
think I'd
David
like it
Bowie's in it
already.
wearing exceptionally tight trousers.
And lots of eyeliner.
Like if it was in 3D, you'd need to duck. And
I'm sorry, I can't stop thinking of your woman going, David's dead. David's dead. You're talking, and that's all I'm hearing in my head right now.
That
is my
It
favorite.
is the best thing that's ever happened on
they
TV.
couldn't have written it.
Iconic gold.
I-
There was
Could you imagine the producers watch that unfold like, oh, praise, like, oh, like
That
genuinely
season in
best.
general.
It was
Incredible.
one of the best TV moments
I
ever.
bet
The
you they were
chaos of it all.
thanking God that David Bowie died. God rest his soul. That's awful. But I bet you they're like, you couldn't have wrote it.
Couldn't have written that.
And David
Unbelievable.
Best, isn't that his name?
Yeah.
Him lying-
Guest.
David
David
Guest.
Guest.
Him lying in bed like,
Like he was dead.
he's alive.
And of all the people that she could have said to, oh, David's dead, like she was the perfect one. Like other people might have been like, no problem, like it's between you and me or whatever. But she was the perfect overreactor.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
chef's kiss, Charlie.
Unbelievable.
But yeah, Labyrinth is scary. Did anyone ever watch Return to Oz, which is the sequel to The Wizard of Oz?
Fucking right, near died.
Oh my God,
Is
the
it scary?
Wheelers Oh,
weird as fuck.
terrifying.
What's the wheelers, the monkey things?
No, they're men, but instead of legs and arms, they have wheels. And they wheel around and scream
That's
at you.
terrifying.
They are horrible. There's a girl I went to primary school with. We are not in touch at all, but every now and again we will still send each other a meme of the wheelers, just being like, never
come here.
forget.
I understand why their legs are wheels, but why would their arms need to be wheels?
Who knows? Why
rare, isn't
anything? Yeah.
What function's that serving?
I remember finding like a wee video in my ma's like where the videos were kept, and it was called Ghost Ship, and it had the front of the Titanic on it. I thought it was the Titanic. I was
Aye.
obsessed with the Titanic when I was a kid, knew all the words and all. So I was like, happy days, there's a fucking Titanic too. In hindsight, obviously there's
It
no
makes it to
Titanic
New
too
York.
because everyone died. But this show is like everyone's on a boat and they're all like jollying about, and then a line comes across and kills everybody.
I know,
Like,
I've seen it.
Have you seen it? Go straight through. Me about 5, feeling like this.
I know.
So what comes across
Traumatised.
and kills them?
Like a metal line that's
Oh.
going across and slices
Slice
everyone,
everyone
in
in
half
half.
in the first like 30 seconds of the
Gory,
movie.
is it?
Oh god,
It's horrific.
People
Not
are
for a
cutting
child's
off.
eyes.
Not for a child's eyes. I came in being like, Mummy,
Yeah, mama, oh my
what
god.
happened in the Titanic? And she was like, we've already been through this. Like, what do you mean?
Can you
Watched
guys
it
do a
100 times.
scary ride? Like, are you getting on the ghost train at Barry's?
Whoa, I
No.
thought you
Oh, I
meant
think
an
like
actual
roller
scary
coasters,
ride.
yeah.
Like go home and just be like, boo, boo,
Dressed up and all.
boo. It's banging.
Masks of Sean just screaming at you while you're in bed.
Yes.
He whips the chainsaw.
Yeah,
How else do you keep a marriage alive?
I don't know. You have to think outside the box eventually. That's what she said.
I
Ghost
can do
train?
rides in roller coasters, but I can't do anything that people are there. And I have a backstory of this. Like, I can watch horror movies, I can watch thrillers. Not massive fans of them, but I can watch them. But when I was really, really young, I went in the ghost train in Barry's, right?
Terrifying.
And was reassured getting on this that, you know, it's not real people and whatever. There was a carriage in front of me with like wee fellas, you know, like teenagers on it. They jumped out of their carriage mid ghost train
Holy shit.
and came up and started touching and
Absolutely
screaming,
not.
Oh no.
screaming at me and my mummy.
That's not good.
So I was hysterical, as you can imagine. Pretty sure my dad went and found them later that night, probably. No, I'm only joking.
With a chainsaw.
With a chainsaw. But I came out like this.
I would say so.
And my
not
mum was
okay.
like to my dad, I was really young, because mum and dad were still together. And my mum was like, we fellas are in there running about going mental. My dad was like, what? And then they ended up sending security in and getting them. So now I have a real, like, still to this day, fear of like scary rides, haunted houses, anything that someone is a real person dressed up. No, thank you.
Aye, like you're not fully in control. It's not like, oh, that's an animatronic. It can only go so far. Like someone could, well, that's because they could jump out and kill you. I don't
Yeah.
think they take it quite that far in most haunted houses.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that stuff on TikTok about that haunted house? Yes. In America.
No.
Where the
No, it's
people
not a
sign up
haunted
for
house.
it.
It's a house of torture.
A house of torture. It's so I first came across it as like the ultimate haunted house or something like that. But it is like you basically sign up and allow them to rip out your teeth, shave your head, set you on fire,
seriously?
choke you.
You have to sign
And
waivers
there's a
and
thing
everything.
at the end where like you can't get out.
honestly.
You have to record a video. They're holding you up, your head shaved, your teeth are out. There's razor slices here. One of your eyeballs is missing, and you have to be like, I had such a fun time in the horror
so
house.
insane.
I can't wait to come back because they will not let you out.
It went
until you
viral,
film a
didn't it,
video.
on TikTok?
Yeah,
I think that's
yeah.
how I seen it.
Why
People
would
work-
you do that?
People pay a fortune to go to it because they want to be
Clean fortune.
tested.
Oh,
These are people
no.
with severe issues.
It's
Was
like
it
for
shut down?
psychological insurance or something like
Yeah.
that. But it's like beyond. It's just clearly some sick freak who runs it. There's
it's
nothing
given
legal
Jigsaw.
about it.
And it's
Yes.
mad because it's not like, sure it must be legal because it's promoted, but obviously it's because people sign up to it and they pay for it, and like who's to say if you say someone can do something to you, surely they can.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
It's like them, what do you call them women that whip people and all?
Oh, like a
dominatrix.
Dominatrix.
I mean, a
It's just like
dominatrix whips you on the arse. Don't think they're
putting
scalping
your
you.
teeth
But
out.
then it's like, where's the line?
Where's the line without it?
those-
Like, as long as someone's not supposed dead,
Yeah.
then
But those videos are horrifying. And you
I
see
did it
like
get
people
shut down,
torturing
though.
them.
I think it
We
did
don't
get
like
Google
Algorithm, I do
Jordan.
not want to see this. Just
Oh, no, yeah.
FYI, please.
I
do
have
not
chat,
show
is
me
it
that.
still going?
Oh no, I can't. I don't want to poison my little chat GPT.
Do you know who I don't fuck with? The Pied Piper.
Okay.
Don't
What?
like him.
Do tell.
Never
Like
liked
Peter
him.
Piper picked a pack of pepper peppers.
No, you know the one who had a wee fucking tin whistle?
He's a different
He
chap.
gathers all
yeah.
the kids.
Gathers all the kids and ships them off.
What
I
movie's
was
this in?
terrified about this.
It's like a fairy tale
It's a
thing.
wee fairy tale.
Oh, I don't think I seen that.
Did you not? So
All
this
the
wee
children
fella,
gather.
he was basically like the town player of the music or something.
Here we go again.
Here we go. And he was playing, and then there was, I don't know what happened, I can't remember because I blocked it out, but all of the kids followed him and they went off to a magical land. But it was actually, obviously in hindsight, like he obviously kidnapped all the kids. So I was like terrified of tin whistles for a while. So like when
bit
you'd
like
go
Peter
into
Pan.
primary school and they were like, we're going to do tin whistle, I'd be like,
Should have gone to a
You're gonna
primary
beckon
school.
the man. You're
I
gonna
like-
beg him.
yeah.
the man
You want me to
that
record
teaches
it
the
with
tin
that?
whistle, I was like, fucking watching
Yeah.
you, bastard. You're not taking me.
I thought the Pied Piper was a goodie.
He was, in
I never
theory.
listened to the story.
Oh, all of those old stories, you listened to it and you're like, this is really
So
some
yeah,
dark
Ring of
shit.
Rosies, no?
Aye,
What's wrong with Ring of
a
Roses?
tissue,
Was
a
it about-
tissue.
Was
The
it not about the
plague.
plague?
Yeah,
Oh,
Like
full
the
time.
fucking...
yeah. Well, that's all
shit.
I've got time for this week.
Hope you've enjoyed yourselves.
Ruined my
Oh my
night.
god, all those things are so dark.
Yeah.
Aren't
Dark.
they?
Yeah.
Is there anything random that you are not really like afraid of, but not really like, it's not scary?
It's
Like
n-
silly
well,
things.
This is a thing a lot of people would have a phobia of, and I very much suffer from it. And it's clowns.
Ooh.
And I always knew I was scared of clowns, but I never knew how deeply petrified I was of them till 6 years ago.
I never understand this.
So, like, I wouldn't sit down and watch it, and I don't like the look of a clown. If a clown came in the room, I would like leave.
No one come to the Halloween social dress as a clown, please.
No, listen to the story and please heed my warning. So we had to go, me and the Obsessive from Kew, to the Crumlin Road Jail House of Horrors thing. And we were also doing the paranormal tour, and it was filming for Kew. So we had a videographer with us and our social media girl. We did the paranormal tour first. I don't believe in ghosts, so I was like, whatever. You go into a cell and you're like, is there any spirits in here? And it was a bit of a gag, right? Then you do the haunted tour. So you're walking in and like, you know, a guy with a big club
chainsaws
runs
and
up
all.
to you, and there's a chainsaw and a witch and a wizard and whatever, and it's like, woo. And then we were going up the stairs, and as we were going up, I saw these like twirling rainbow lights and just heard and I grabbed Abe's arm and I was like, mate, if there's clowns up here, I'm not going to be okay. I said, yeah, be grand, like, you know, it's kids in costumes. And I was like, no, like, I really can't be dealing with clowns. Like, it'll be grand, like, I'm with you. I'm like, right, no problem. And we got up, and it was the first time in real life I had actually been confronted with actual clowns face to face. And we got up the stairs, and about 6 clowns came closing in on me. And when I say, I don't know, it's such a strange reaction from your body. I don't know what I thought was going to happen to me, but I took a complete panic attack, started bloody murder, screaming, like shrill shrieking, like someone was being murdered, crying my eyes out, and I got down into like a wee safety ball. But obviously we were there, 2 dicks from the radio with a videographer. And this is literally like 16-year-old kids on their Halloween holidays getting paid to scare you. So they think, oh, they're really up for it. They're giving us a really good reaction. So they literally closed in around me and started being like, and like all these real scary clown noises. And I was like, make us stop. I was like done for. And they had to stop the whole haunted tour, turn the lights on, get these kids to take their masks off to like go
Show you they're just kids.
there's like
you.
spotty kids with braces, and
God.
they're like,
God.
sorry, missus. I was like, it's okay. I was a wreck. They couldn't use any of the footage
Wonder is
because
there
I
a
was
trigger
actually
for
so,
it?
I don't know, but I was so distraught, like it wasn't even funny looking back on it. Everyone was like,
It's
here,
mad how
we're really
common-
sorry.
It's such a common phobia. I think it's the juxtaposition between that. Do you know, like, whenever you see a pure murder happening in a TV show, it's usually some jolly music happening, and they're like slice. It's the juxtaposition from it being like the happy jolly thing is gonna eat you. Do you
Yes.
know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's like that sort of like.
Yeah, I don't know.
opposite.
But like if it came on the TV, I'd be like, oh, that's not for me, and flick over. But I wouldn't like have a panic attack. But that was the first time I'd seen clowns in real life and what felt like a threatening situation. And I thought, this is the end.
Yeah.
Do you know
Death
where
by
it-
clown.
Do you know where it is set?
Oh, yes, I do.
Derry.
Yeah, Derry.
Is it?
Yeah, no, not Derry here, but some Derry they've made
Oh,
up in
for
America.
fuck's sake.
A place called Derry.
Oh, no, it's in a place called Derry.
It's not
I
actually
thought
there,
you
though.
meant it was
No,
shot
it's
in
not
there. I was
actually.
like,
Could you
is
imagine
it?
clowns, well, I'm gonna murder you, hey. No, but it is set. It's set in Derry.
But
Do you
then, do you remember?
remember there was the Killer Clowns?
I
I
was
lived in
just gonna
Belfast at the
say,
time, and I was
yes.
like, they better not come for me,
Hor-
boys.
What was
Imagine
that
how I
about?
was feeling. I was housebound for 2 years. Because
going
some
to work
clown
today.
to me, honestly.
Was that
so
people
scary.
just dressing up to get videos and stuff, do you think?
Yeah,
Like,
I
people
think
were
what
stabbed
happened
in
was
it.
like one person
I
did
don't
it
know
to
if anyone
actually be
was
scary.
stabbed or it was a rumor. I feel like it would have been on like the actual news rather than going about in a Facebook video.
I think
believe
someone did it
to freak people
to
out.
freak people out, and then other people copycatted it, thinking it was funny, which
Yeah.
it's not. So honestly, no one be near me dressed as a clown.
Do you
Not
know when
funny.
you're saying there about like not knowing what took over you whenever you were worried about like with the clowns and all, and that is something I fear all the time, is like losing your mind. Like, do you know when you have intrusive thoughts? Like, all the time, and I can't be the only person who has extreme intrusive thoughts. Like, I'll be driving along sometime and I'll be like, what is it that stops me just going on the other lane and just ramming and just causing a massive 50-car pile-up? Because that is well within my power right now. What is to stop me when I'm, you know, walking down the stairs, not just shucking myself down? Like, what is this? What stops you doing all those things?
Such a fine line too.
And like,
not to get really deep, but it's a very
such a
fine line.
Because I worry all the time. Like, everyone is capable of just cracking and just like, you know. And do you ever be in like New York or something and you're walking around and people are like they're just a mixture of just people who are either completely unwell or having the best day of their lives because they don't give a shit what anyone thinks, and they're just like the craziest characters, and you're like, that could happen to any one of us in a split second. Like, I always fear that happening to me. Like, this is such a weird thing that me and Sean did one time. Because we're all within the realms of like what we're supposed to do societally. Like, you're not supposed to just walk over the street and slap someone in the face. You're not supposed to just like get your cup of coffee and just like chuck it over someone's head. There's things that you are and aren't supposed to do. And one day we were in our kitchen and we were giddy and laughing about something. I can't remember what it was. And we were just being silly. And we just started egging our own house. I swear to God, we just got eggs and one by one, like Sean lifted an egg and chucked it at the wall, and it made me laugh so much that then I was all, this is really funny. And I lifted another egg and chucked it at our kitchen wall. Splat egg everywhere. I mean, egg everywhere. We done it for a full box of eggs and we never laughed as much in our lives.
Did you repaint the wall?
We did repaint and clean everything. Took us we were finding egg shatters for weeks.
There's a reason 18. You're not coming to my house for
but I remember just like,
do you know? Ray's listening to this. He's like, fuck that. You're not coming here.
But you know what was just like so
Yorkshire
random?
Yeah. Like, why are we doing this?
We just lost the run of ourselves, and it was so fun because you're not supposed to do something like that, and there's repercussions.
There's
and
like free will.
Exactly.
Well,
it was
there's that.
Just
You do
silly
anything
Billy
you want.
mode.
I think that's why I'm such a, obviously mental health is important regardless, but I'm such a big advocate for mental health. Even if you don't feel that you're down or you're stressed or you are, you know, a lot of the time you feel like, because I know I worked in mental health and a lot of people I spoke to, it was the same thing, that I didn't feel overly stressed. I felt the same as usual, but maybe just there was a wee something niggling in my mind. And the next thing they take a mental breakdown and they're in hospital.
Yeah.
And that is so common. So that's why I'm always like to people, even if you feel okay and you're handling things, just be really mindful you're looking after yourself, because your mental capacity being on like a straight, you know, like being on the normal side of things. No one's really normal, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And from going to that breaking point and
There's a thin line.
developing psychosis or something,
Yeah.
it is such a fine line.
Sorry, I giggled there whenever you said that's why I think something about mental health, because I thought you meant because of Diona throwing eggs.
Yeah.
around
Oh,
her
no.
kitchen.
Yeah.
Like, no, look after yourself, Diona. But I know what you mean. Sometimes I think about, like, do you know what would make this moment so much funnier, so much more dramatic? If I just fucking threw my glass at the wall, like if I didn't have to then pick up the pieces and explain, oh, I'm not mad. That was just like quite fun and dramatic. But yeah, I get
Like,
you.
when you think about kids, like Rocky will just like get his pizza and be all done, chuck it in the ground.
Hilarious.
Doesn't care, and I'm all pick it up and he goes, nope. And
Yeah.
I'm all, okay, I will. And I'm all, that's fun for him. He's just like, do you know what
I don't want my dinner. Boof! It's off the high chair.
Like,
Hilarious.
living your life like that. No, you can't live your life like it's the last day ever, because then you would nothing would get done, blah blah blah. But imagine you did for one day, how fun it would be. Like,
Oh.
you'd be
Exhausted.
You'd be exhausted, but like, do you know what? Just
All
like
the mad
throwing
stuff.
caution to the wind. Like, do you ever hear people who are just like do whatever?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're just like out for the day, don't know what's going on, they just do things. Like Sean, I obviously am like very like a timetable scheduled sort of person. Like,
Type
I
A.
buzz off. Is that a type A person?
Oh, very much.
Yeah.
I'm a type A person then, and Sean's very like go with the flow.
Type B.
Type B, and he'll always be able to be like, can we not just go with the flow? And then I'm like that person who's like, what time does the flow end? Because I need to know everything that's happening for every
Yeah,
second
for
of the
sure.
whole day. But you would love just to be like, I'm like, who was that girl that threw those eggs at her own kitchen wall?
That mad girl.
That blip, that could have been the end of me that day.
Who knows?
Could've been.
Yeah. One egg too far.
One egg too far.
Egg your own house carefully.
Like this morning, even after I had my breakfast, I was looking at the plate and I was like, I'd love to just throw that in the bin instead of having to wash it.
Yeah.
I'd just love to go.
I
see you
feel
later.
that's really innocent. Like,
That
you could have
is.
done that. Just would have been a waste of a
But there's
plate.
something that tells you,
You
don't
can't
do
do that.
that.
You're not going to do that. Like, but I'd love to just be like, fuck this.
But
I know.
imagine there's a movie in that there with the person who just literally does whatever the hell the first
That's
thing
it.
they think of all the time.
There's some times when I'm on air and the intrusive thoughts enter and I'm like, oh, it'd be really bad if you said the C word right now, LOL, and then I'm like, oh no, and I'm actively having to fight not to say it. By the way, boss, if you're watching, I would never ever do that, but it goes in your brain. I did it one time when I was in the opera house. I was singing a song that I had sang 540,000 times. Like, it was just one of those songs, be like singing Twinkle Twinkle, you would never ever forget the words. And as I was walking on stage, I was like, imagine I forgot the words of this, and I had to really actively search my brain for the first word. It was maybe like Somewhere Over the Rainbow or something like that, but I was like, how does this song begin? And you do sometimes just like talk yourself into
That's
craziness.
my main intrusive thoughts is saying things. So like if I'm in
Like molly.
I've realized recently I just really hate crowds. Like I can do maximum me and about 5 other people, and then I'm like, can't do this. But if I am in that situation where there's like more than 5 people there, that's my intrusive thoughts. Or like, imagine I just told everyone like, fuck off.
I know.
Or like it comes into my head all the time. Or like, I don't want to be here.
Or if you're at like a boring
All
dinner party
the
and you just
time.
went, see what it is, I'm so bored, I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't that be iconic?
Like Jim Carrey and Liar Liar.
Oh,
where
amazing,
She's
yeah.
walking around going, you're very boring, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Bye, you smell like shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What
Just
a good
like
movie.
what a way to live your life.
Yeah. I mean, again, don't do that. Everything we say, basically, don't
ever
do
do
it.
Oh, I say do it. Go for it.
Do you have any fears or phobias that still live with you to this day, like beyond ghost ships and child catchers and stuff like that? Like, I'm not great.
Is your dislike of crisps a phobia, do you think?
It's actually disgusting. Red sauce as well.
I know.
Oh shit, that's
Rotten.
right.
Like when we were on holidays, I got a sandwich and it was like they had placed it separately like this, and then crisps all in the middle, and I was like, somebody take this off my fucking plate.
Take it away.
I was like, it actually makes me violently ill.
So you got beat up by a big potato one time or something?
Mr. Tato
But like,
jumped
give
you.
me a chip, like no bother.
Aye.
Even
And
like,
a
you a dry
Dorito,
chip?
or a nacho rather.
oh, I'd eat a nacho, no problem.
Are you just a completely dry chip gal, or do you like barbecue and brown sauce?
Oh, I like barbecue sauce. Don't like brown sauce.
Where are
really.
you at in Mayo?
I like mayo.
Okay.
I like
And
garlic mayo.
Kerry and Galway.
I like them all, but red.
Okay. Noted.
Yeah.
So no red sauce at Sunday lunch is what you're saying.
No,
And no
not be doing
crisps, Ben,
I'll
if
not
you're
be doing
making
that.
crisp supper. What are you afraid of? Any phobias? Or apart from people jumping out at you on ghost trains?
Really don't like the idea of dying. I was worse when I was younger, like really bad when I was young. To
Let's
the
talk
point
about it.
I remember my dad saying to me, because I'd got myself so worked up one night about the idea of dying, probably about age 7, really, really freaked me out. And it's funny because at that age, I don't think I even knew anyone personally that had died. And maybe it was the like fear of the unknown. I don't know.
Maybe a conversation you had with somebody in school or something.
Yeah,
that's triggered
really terrified to the point, mental breakdown to my dad, and he ended up having to like lie to me basically, and was like, you don't need to worry about it, Shannon, because by the time you're ready to die, they'll have a magic tablet that you take and it stops you from dying.
Very
And you're
good.
going to live forever. So I probably believed that probably till I was about 15. No, I'm joking. But for years I did believe that, like, oh no, I probably argued with people in school as
Yeah.
well. It was probably like, no, my daddy told me I'm not going to die because I'm going to get a magic tablet whenever I'm 60, 70, whatever age you die.
God, hopefully not 60.
But I really, I think I have a general fear of the unknown, and obviously like no one
Yes.
truly knows what it feels like to die
I'm
or what
terrified of that.
I
happens.
think is the definition of anxiety, isn't it? It's the fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
That's what that is anxiety.
Aye.
I'm saying you have anxiety, but you know
And
what I mean.
kind of stressing about like what you can't control.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's made it.
Do you not think though the Western world is so inequipped to deal with death? Like there are obviously pockets of the world that celebrate the death of the passing of somebody else. Maybe it's their faith or religion, or they like celebrate the person that died. Like there are tribes where if you're on your deathbed, that you just take yourself off and you be like, you know, you're like you can be if you're a burden to that tribe or that group, you're like, well, I'm gonna go off and die gracefully somewhere else, and you guys carry on the family. Like there's just like so many different ways of dealing with death in different parts of the world. And we're so ill-equipped, and that's the thing now. I don't know how to teach my children about death. It's a very
Right.
funny thing, because it's not funny at all, but it's, do you just be honest with them, and then but because they are a blank canvas, you can be honest with them but not make it scary.
Yeah.
Yes.
or you can pretend to them and then they'll have to
figure it out
I
themselves.
think in our culture as well, we're so exposed to death because you're taken to wakes. Well, maybe not in everyone's
I
family.
didn't know.
Yeah, not
But
for
I
us.
was taken to a wake when I was maybe 4.
Same.
And I seen a fucking dead body right in front of me.
I think it's
So you're just
different
like, oh.
religions as well.
It definitely
'cause
is.
I didn't even my granda died when I was maybe like P7, and like I didn't even go to my granda's funeral. It wasn't. It's not as common. Where like
I've never
when
been to a wake, never seen a dead body.
Catholic
funerals,
ones, yeah.
there's like literal
never
2-year-olds
seen a
there.
dead
Never.
I've only
want to.
seen 2.
And you'd be taken to funerals as well, so you'd see
Yeah.
it, and you see everyone
It's
in black.
the mourning,
and
it's the crying,
yeah.
it's the, you know.
But is that maybe better because then it's
No,
normalized?
I don't think so. I think they see this spooky, scary. Everyone all of a sudden
Crying.
is now,
Sad.
at my granny's wake. There were professional mourners there.
What's that
Oh,
mean?
why?
Oh, people that just
They
go
come
to
in and they
wakes?
wail. They come in. They come in and they sit by the fucking coffin and they do like they mourn. They're like the town mourners. No, I don't think that's what they actually were. I don't think they were professional mourners. But it's like a group of women that go around all the wakes and the funerals in the
Get
town, and they like do the rosary, and
Rosary,
everyone
aye.
joins in with them, and they just like mourn professionally, and that's a real old Catholic thing where the women of the
didn't know
town
about
dress in black go to the wake and they wail. They like loudly wail.
Whoa.
See,
know.
that is,
Yeah.
and that would even me. That would freak me out, and I can
Oh
tell
my
that
God, I
for-
couldn't cope with
for
that.
a child.
So if you're a child looking
Oh
at
my
that,
goodness. And I think the thing is, it's probably hard to explain because technically we don't know.
We don't know.
Like none of us.
That's
I
what
know
bothers
people
me.
have faith. Like people have faith, and they genuinely believe that. And a lot of people then want to pass their faith on to their kids. So you know, you're gonna, whatever your religion is, that's what's gonna happen to you. But realistically, none of us really know.
Yeah.
And so how do you explain that to a child? Because then you're the person that they trust, and whatever, you've the answers. So if you don't know, that's like a real uncertainty for them to carry.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
because anything else in life that you're afraid of, someone else has done it and experienced and can say to you, oh, here, it's not that bad. Or can prepare you and say, look, I'm not going to bullshit you. It actually is really bad.
Yeah.
But like, here's how you maybe get through it. Like even going into that Pilates class last night, we said to the girls before us, like, was it hard? And they were like, oh, it's tough enough. So I was like mentally prepared going into it. But no one can come back from the dead and tell you that here's exactly what happens. I know some
Yeah.
people
And the
have
people who have,
near-death experiences and stuff.
your
But
your beliefs will dictate whether or not you believe them.
totally.
Yeah, yeah.
But with my daughter, she asked me last week, will Santa die?
Oh,
And I was like, oh. So then I had to be like, well, I told her Santa never dies. I says what happens is a new Santa takes over. Santa's son becomes the new Santa. And then when that Santa gets too old and too tired, the new Santa starts working then. He gets trained up. Like, do you ever see Arthur Christmas?
I was
Yeah.
thinking the Santa Claus
Arthur
movie.
Christmas, Santa
like-
Claus, Jingle,
Yeah.
or
All those things,
the
yeah.
Santa Claus.
So she'll see that replicated in a movie. But she has asked me loads of times, like, about people dying, and I have just been honest and went, well, they got really old
Yeah.
and sort of too tired to keep moving around, so they did die. And then she starts to go, are you gonna get really old? And then I have to
holy
be like,
smokes.
well, I am, but then, and she's like, am I gonna get really old? And I'm like, well, yes. And she's like, so me and you's gonna die? And you're like, oh, I don't know where this conversation's gonna go.
It's weird though, because I remember my wee brother going through that phase when he was maybe about the same age. He was obsessed with death and all of us dying. It's nearly like their wee brains have caught up to the fact that
Some people
death
don't
is
exist.
happening. Do
Yeah,
you know? And,
yeah.
like, or people are here, people aren't here, and they're trying to process it. But like,
I remember that.
You have to be really
Yeah.
careful though, because then you don't want them really
To
worried
scare
that
it
your
more.
Yes.
mummy's gonna die or
Yeah.
your daddy's gonna die.
One wrong word and that could
Yeah,
make a child
because
believe
according to
that.
her, I'm an old woman now. You know what I mean? So
But
she's like,
I remember when my granda died when I was like 4 and sort of like having that conversation with my mum of like, does that mean you're going to die someday? Oh God, I can't even talk about that. But,
oh no.
but I remember like talking to me about it and being like, but whenever that happens, like, you know, you'll be much older and you'll have a husband like I have daddy and you'll help each other through it and stuff. Whoa, right. Not okay to talk about that, obviously. Didn't think that was going to happen. That'd be a nice explanation. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm terrified of it.
Yeah.
Because even like Winter would
terrified.
ask me, like if you're saying about there, you'll have your own husband and your own family. Like when I say that to Winter, I says you might marry somebody, you might not, but you might.
She's probably like,
you'll get, yeah, she'll get. But she's like, no, mommy, I'm gonna live with you forever. When you're an old woman and I'm an old woman, we'll still live together. And I was like, nothing would please me more, my child, than for you and I to be
Yeah.
best old woman friends living in our house. And you're 70 and I'm 90 odds, but
do you know the first night that we stayed in our house, like when we lived in our other house, it was the first night me and Ben actually lived together, and I just felt this overwhelming sense of like sadness. Like I was so excited that we were living together, but I was so sad that I'd never get to live in my family home with the rest of my family.
We chapter over.
Like I was just devastated that I don't get to live with my mom and my dad anymore.
Yeah, I had the same thing.
Like it's
But-
so bittersweet that you're like, this is amazing, but it's also like,
I had that the
Aw.
first time I moved out of home. because I was like, oh, well, now that I've got my own place, I'll never be home. And then I've been home plenty in between, like, you know, between leases and obviously you're in your own house now. But maybe if you move again, you'll have to be back there for 4 or 5 weeks, like me and Ben were a couple of years ago.
Then.
And, you know, you can still go for sleepovers and stuff like that. But it is definitely the end of an era when you're no longer living
I think
in a
my
family
mum's
home.
sick of me moving in and out of the house. Like, I remember when I was going to Australia, she was like, fuck, how long is it going to be this time? Because I first moved out when I was 18. I was like,
so when
see
you
ya.
eventually get
And
into
then
this
like
house
2 years
years
later, I'm back.
No.
And not even for like short periods of time. I'm there for like 2 years getting a new bedroom because my bedroom's been passed off to a sister. So I think this time I'll be like, I actually think this is it this time.
Your mum's gonna move and not give you the new address when you eventually get out of that house.
You'll
the next
never
time.
get her out of her house.
I
God
get
love
on
her. She
that.
loves that.
212 down the Glen Shane from Derry to Belfast at 18 years old, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed with a big shutty. And I never looked back. I never moved back to Derry
never
once.
went
back?
Never, not even for a short period of time. I never did it. A night or two here and there, no. And then as soon as I met Sean, I didn't go home for Christmas either. So I haven't went home for Christmas since I was like 22.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. And then, look, I'd go visit,
Yeah,
but I
go
wouldn't
for a
stay
call,
there or
pop in,
anything.
pop in.
Yeah, but only just because it was an awful long drive. It's further away than you guys are from yours. But I just never did. Also, as well, shortly after I moved out of my house, my mum and dad moved in Derry. So I
not
no
the
longer
same
have my
house.
childhood bedroom.
It's not your like house anymore.
No,
it's
it's
more
their,
like their
house and a
Yeah.
spare bedroom for
Not the
whoever
same
comes.
vibe at all.
No.
Sure, it's not.
different.
But this is one of my one of my biggest fear in life is messing my kids up. Because none of us know what we're doing.
Yeah.
None of us know what we're doing. And it's even things like, like talking about death and like being like trying to, am I doing the right thing by saying this to your, you know, because like, I look back whenever I think about whenever my kids were tiny and they were wee, and I was so obsessed with like their sleep schedules and their timetables, and I used an app for their wake windows and making sure they were a perfect amount of tiredness so they could go to sleep easily, and I did sleep training, and I learned everything in the world about breastfeeding. I did a degree in sleep training, like I did all the leg work, as you can imagine, and like what parenting was on paper. And our mums of their generation would come on and be, oh, would you ever wise up? Sure, we weren't got back in the day. Sure, we had no information. Everyone turned out fine, and you're looking at her going, did I? Did we?
And the information also changes all the time.
Yeah.
And changes all the time.
Also, we're learning new things. So even things like certain mental health conditions and stuff, like through research, we're finding more and more things out, like things like BPD. You know, that comes from early childhood trauma.
Yeah.
We're only learning these things now. I think I was speaking to someone the other day about this. You know, when a kid's like one, you think they're not really taking anything in, but really that's when like trauma can happen.
Of course.
From things they're hearing and maybe don't even understand, but their brain is subconsciously storing it.
Yeah.
And things like that. That is terrifying.
This is where, like,
terrifying.
I say all the time about mums, like, I just don't know how you do it and deserve so much credit, because I'm 34. I'm by no means, you know, a teenager or a silly girl with no life experience. I'm still learning new stuff all the time. There's still so much I don't know, so much I'm incapable of, so much I don't know if I'll ever be able to do or learn or confidently say, yes, I am confident in this certain thing. So for you to be a woman in your 30s, still figuring things out the same way I am, same way these guys are, but you're also trying to impart what you do know and what you do believe and what you've gleaned so far to young, impressionable, completely moldable minds. That must be terrifying.
It's such a pressure on any parent, because you're literally responsible for not just their futures, but the future of the people that they
impact
live with and work with, and their children, and how they, and like, you know, I don't want to be what my daughter talks about in therapy someday. I don't want to be the subject of her conversation, or my son, I don't want to be the subject of their conversations in therapy someday because I did something wrong. Or like every single day you can only do your best, but you never believe what you're doing is your best. You're always like, I could have done more.
You see that so
The
much
fact that
about
you
mum
know
guilt
that.
and parent guilt and stuff, that like you are doing your best, but people still feel the guilt around it.
And you're tested 24/7. Like, one of the things I'm always trying to implement in my house is around dinner time. Dinner time is chaotic for anybody who has 2 young kids. They sit there, they take one bite, and then they run around the living room, and they go back and they sniff a fucking pee, and then they run out to the garden, and then they're pretending someone's knocking at the door, and then they spill their drink, and they're jumping around, and they won't sit in their seat, and they're messing. And I know that any type of emotional response to anything at dinner time attaches emotional responses to food. And so I'm sitting there
flip
minefield. So I'm sat there trying to remain calm. We have classic FM on. It's trying to make it a calm experience. In the winter months, we also light candles at dinner time and close the curtains and all, and try and make it like a really nice, like relaxed
Cozy
atmosphere, because kids are chaotic at dinner time. And you also like, you know, I'm always trying to learn, and I just don't want to give them eating disorders or attachments
It's like
to
the things
food.
about, you know, a lot of kids that aren't good eaters as such, as in fussy eaters who just don't eat a lot. And I always think this too, like, how do mummies get that right between, obviously you need your kid to be getting enough nutrients and enough food to make them physically healthy. How do you address that without being like, you need to eat your dinner?
Exactly.
That's really, really tough, because then that's like
Aye.
forcing food and stuff. That's a really,
And it's the finish your
hard.
plate club that we all grew up on. That's like, finish your plate and you'll get, and finish that and you'll get a sweetie. And therefore what you're doing is attaching rewards to sugary foods. And then they find that, then they reward themselves at other times
With I've never
with
thought of that.
sugary foods and sweets or booze or whatever it is. It gives them a bit of a dopamine hit, because they now see those as reward foods. And you have to eat your vegetables. So then they see those as the punishment foods, and then they don't want those. So you have to attach nothing. And also what you're supposed to do is pit out all of the food at the one time. Don't hold back dessert. Pit out their, whatever you feed them, their pizza or whatever, or their chicken and their veg and their chips, whatever, with their ice cream, so that they don't see a difference between those foods. Do you know there has been a study done on in a Russian orphanage where they, one side of the orphanage, whatever, they fed kids a nutritionally balanced meal 3 times a day, their snacks, and it was all, you know, recorded. And on the other side of the orphanage, they just put out a buffet style food of everything at every meal, and all the kids had the exact same like blood tests and nutritional level, and nobody was lacking nutrients in the room where they could literally lift whatever they wanted. Nobody was underweight or overweight or whatever it was. They were just all fine. And that taught us that we just need to let people feel out their own bodies. And like whenever, I think it's I remember a lot of stress over whenever I was breastfeeding, and I was like, I just need them to know they're full up, because they'll sleep longer, because I'm the one up in the night feeding them, and I was so sleep deprived. I was like, I need them to sleep longer, so I need to feel like they're full up. And that's what a lot of people do when they overfeed their kids with bottles. You can't overfeed a breastfed baby, because they just come off your boob. You can just keep shoving the nipple back in. They'll be like, no thanks. But you can overfeed them when they get like past 6 months, and then they're like starting to eat solids. And I remember just feeling that urge to be like, just like when they would like open their mouth to talk, me just like shove, just like trying to get them to eat more. And that is so toxic. You know, I'm still learning to not try and have them have any emotional attachment to food. It's fucking minefield, and that is just meal times.
But the fact that you're so aware of that is like, you're literally the best man ever. Like,
But that is the information that we all have available now. But as I'm saying, our parents
but like
had
we
none
had
of
no
that.
clue, no clue, and like that's not something that I would ever think of in a day, even about my own life or anyone's lives around me. Do you know, like it's just not something that we grew up with or knew about. So I think
I've
it's
had to warn all our like of the grandparents too, whenever they're overeating, don't be telling my kids to finish their dinner. You know, if they're babysitting, I'd be like, don't tell them, because you'd be like, oh, eat up your things, and I'd be like, don't be saying that to my kids. Don't tell them to finish their food. Don't even talk to them about their food when they're sitting eating. Don't even be like, one more chip, just non-issue. Don't talk about it. That's what you're supposed to do. But sometimes the damage is done. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
but anyway, that is my biggest fear. That's my biggest fear, is messing their wee heads up, because they're very precious wee heads.
They are.
once again, we've gone from ghost trains to the child catcher to Michael Jackson to clowns, parenting and death. It's been a hell of a ride.
What a great sum up. Fair play to you, because I
really
remembered
good.
half of that.
Thanks
That
so
was
much.
like AI summary.
Whoa.
Brilliant. Now
Join
you're
us again
attached to
next week.
ChatGPT.
Jordan's actually a robot. Short circuiting here. Comment below something that you're scared of. It doesn't have to be deep and meaningful. It can be, but we just love to know, are you scared of anything weird, quirky,
Bogies.
strange, out of the way?
I'm not, but some people are probably afraid of bogies.
Yeah.
Squish
Maybe it's
bananas.
that.
That's one I should have said. Fucking hate a squish banana.
Well,
That is stinking.
you've got so many ideas to play with. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope
See
we'll
you
see you on
next week.
Sunday at the Sunday Social. If not, we'll catch you here next week.
Bye.
Bye.